You wake up early, you work long hours, you check off tasks, you stay busy, and yet at the end of the day you look back and wonder, what did I actually accomplish? This is not laziness. This is not lack of effort. This is something far more dangerous. It's the illusion of productivity, and it's costing you more than you realize. Most people confuse motion with progress. They mistake being busy with being effective. They fill their calendars, their to-do lists, their screens, and call it productivity. But productivity isn't about how much you do, it's about how much of what you do actually moves you forward. The truth is, you're probably working harder than you need to. You're probably doing more than necessary, but you're not doing the right things. And that's the difference between someone who stays stuck and someone who breaks through. Let's be clear. This isn't about working more. It's about working with clarity. It's about understanding where your time actually goes, what truly creates results, and why most of what you think is productive is actually keeping you in place. This is about waking up from the trance of busyness and stepping into real productivity, the kind that changes your life, not just fills your day. The trap of fake productivity. We live in a culture that worships busyness. If you're not overwhelmed, you're not trying hard enough. If your calendar isn't packed, you're not ambitious. If you're not exhausted, you're not committed. But busyness is not productivity. Busyness is noise. Productivity is signal. Here's what fake productivity looks like. You spend 2 hours answering emails that don't matter. You attend meetings that could have been a text. You reorganize your desk, update your planner, watch productivity videos, read articles about time management, all while avoiding the one thing that would actually move the needle. You feel productive because you're doing something, but you're not moving forward. You're moving sideways. And sideways motion, no matter how fast, never gets you closer to your goal. The problem is that fake productivity feels real. It feels like work. It gives you the dopamine hit of checking boxes. It makes you feel like you're in control. But it's a trap, because the more you do that doesn't matter, the less time and energy you have for what does. Real productivity is not measured by how busy you are. It's measured by how much you've moved toward what matters. And most people never stop long enough to ask, what actually matters? They assume that being busy means being productive. They assume that working hard means working smart. They assume that effort equals results. But effort without direction is just exhausting. And exhaustion without progress is just suffering. The truth is, most of your day is wasted. Not because you're lazy, not because you're undisciplined, but because you've never defined what productivity actually means for you. You've adopted someone else's definition. You've inherited a system that doesn't serve you. And you're running on a treadmill that was never designed to take you anywhere. Why your brain lies to you about productivity. Your brain is wired to reward activity, not results. It doesn't care if what you're doing is meaningful. It just wants to feel like you're doing something. This is why you can spend an entire day being productive and accomplish nothing. Your brain gives you a hit of dopamine every time you check off a task, respond to a notification, or finish something small. It feels good. It feels like progress. But it's not. This is called the completion bias. Your brain craves the feeling of finishing things, so you gravitate toward tasks that are easy to complete. You avoid the hard, uncomfortable, high-impact work that actually creates change. You prioritize the urgent over the important. You respond instead of create. You react instead of lead. And over time, this becomes your default. You become addicted to the feeling of being busy. You become dependent on the rush of crossing things off. You start to believe that if you're not constantly doing something, you're falling behind. But here's the reality. The most productive people don't do more. They do less. They do fewer things, with more focus at a higher level. They understand that productivity isn't about how many tasks you complete. It's about which tasks you complete. Your brain will lie to you. It will tell you that responding to that email is productive. It will tell you that scrolling through your phone to stay informed is necessary. It will tell you that attending that meeting, taking that call, doing that favor, it's all productive. But it's not. It's distraction disguised as productivity. And the cost is enormous. Every minute you spend on low-impact tasks is a minute you're not spending on high-impact ones. Every hour you spend reacting to other people's priorities is an hour you're not spending on your own. And every day you spend busy instead of effective is a day you stay exactly where you are. The myth of multitasking. Let's destroy another lie. Multitasking makes you productive. It doesn't. It makes you scattered. It makes you shallow. It makes you slower. When you multitask, you're not doing multiple things at once. You're switching between things rapidly. And every time you switch, you lose focus. You lose momentum. You lose time. Research shows that it takes an average of 23 minutes to fully refocus. After a distraction, 23 minutes. That means if you check your phone, respond to a message, or glance at a notification, you've just cost yourself nearly half an hour of deep focus. And most people do this dozens of times a day. You think you're being efficient. You think you're staying on top of things, but you're fragmenting your attention. You're training your brain to be distracted. You're turning yourself into someone who can't focus for more than a few minutes at a time. This is why you can work for 8 hours and feel like you've accomplished nothing. Because you haven't been working for 8 hours. You've been working for 8 minutes, 47 times, with distractions in between. Real productivity requires deep work. It requires uninterrupted focus. It requires the ability to sit with one task, one problem, one goal, and stay there until it's done. But most people can't do this anymore. They've lost the skill. They've trained themselves to need constant stimulation, constant input, constant noise. And as a result, they've lost the ability to create anything meaningful. If you want to fix your productivity, you have to fix your focus. You have to stop multitasking. You have to stop switching. You have to learn to do one thing at a time with full attention until it's complete. This is not slower. This is faster. This is how real work gets done. The 80-20 rule. You're ignoring. You've probably heard of the 80-20 rule. 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. But most people don't apply it. They know the concept, but they don't live it. Here's why. Applying the 80-20 rule requires honesty. It requires you to look at everything you're doing and admit that most of it doesn't matter. It requires you to cut, eliminate, and say no. And that's uncomfortable. It's easier to keep doing everything. It's easier to believe that every task is important, every meeting is necessary, every email deserves a response. It's easier to stay busy than to get clear. But clarity is what changes everything. When you apply the 80-20 rule, you stop asking, "What can I do?" and start asking, "What should I do?" You stop measuring productivity by how much you do and start measuring it by how much impact you create. You identify the 20% of tasks that drive 80% of your results, and you focus on those. You protect them. You prioritize them. You build your day around them. Everything else? It's noise. It's filler. It's fake productivity. And you cut it. This doesn't mean you ignore everything else. It means you stop treating everything as equally important. It means you stop giving your best time, your best energy, your best focus to things that don't matter. Most people spend their best hours on low-impact tasks. They answer emails first thing in the morning. They scroll social media during their peak focus time. They save the hard, important work for the end of the day, when they're already exhausted. And then they wonder why they're not making progress. If you want to be truly productive, you have to reverse this. You have to protect your peak hours. You have to do the high-impact work first. You have to treat your time like the limited, non-renewable resource it is. Because it is. You don't get it back. Every hour you waste on low-impact tasks is an hour you'll never get back. Every day you spend busy instead of effective is a day you stay stuck. The 80-20 rule isn't about doing less for the sake of doing less. It's about doing less of what doesn't matter so you can do more of what does. It's about understanding that not all tasks are created equal. And it's about having the courage to act on that understanding. Why you keep getting distracted. Distraction is not a character flaw. It's a design flaw. Your environment is designed to distract you. Your phone is designed to distract you. Your apps, your notifications, your feeds, they're all designed to steal your attention. And keep it. And they're winning. The average person checks their phone over 80 times a day. They spend over 4 hours on their phone. They get interrupted every few minutes. And they think this is normal. It's not normal. It's by design, and it's destroying your productivity. You can't out-discipline a system designed to hijack your focus. You can't willpower your way through an environment built to distract you. You have to change the environment. This means turning off notifications. All of them. This means putting your phone in another room when you work. This means closing tabs, apps, and programs you're not actively using. This means creating friction between you and distraction. Most people do the opposite. They keep everything open, everything accessible, everything one click away, and then they blame themselves for getting distracted. But it's not your fault. It's your environment. And if you want to be productive, you have to take control of it. Here's the rule. If it's not contributing to your current task, remove it. If it's pulling your attention, eliminate it. If it's designed to distract you, shut it down. This feels extreme. It feels like you're cutting yourself off, but you're not. You're protecting your focus. You're reclaiming your attention. You're giving yourself the gift of uninterrupted time. And that's when real work happens. You don't need more time. You need more focus. You don't need more hours. You need fewer distractions. You don't need to work harder. You need to work in an environment that supports deep work, not sabotages it. The calendar lie. Here's another myth. A full calendar means a productive day. It doesn't. It means a scheduled day. And there's a difference. Most people fill their calendars with meetings, calls, appointments, and tasks. They block out every hour. They leave no space. And they think this is productivity. But a full calendar is often a sign of someone who's lost control. Someone who's saying yes to everything. Someone who's reacting instead of leading. Someone who's busy but not effective. Real productivity requires space. It requires time to think, time to plan, time to create, time to do the high-impact work that actually moves you forward. But most people never leave space for this. They pack their calendar so tight that there's no room for anything meaningful. They fill their day with back-to-back meetings and then wonder why they never have time to focus. Here's the truth. If your calendar is full, you're not in control of your time. Someone else is. You're living in reactive mode. You're responding to other people's priorities. You're letting your day happen to you instead of designing it yourself. The solution is simple. Protect your time. Block out focus time. Treat it like a meeting. Make it non-negotiable. And defend it like your life depends on it. Because it does. Your progress, your results, your future, they all depend on your ability to do focused, high-impact work. And you can't do that if your calendar is full of low-impact tasks. Learn to say no. Learn to decline meetings. Learn to push back on requests that don't align with your priorities. This doesn't make you selfish. It makes you effective. Most people are afraid to do this. They're afraid to disappoint. They're afraid to seem uncooperative. They're afraid to protect their time. But the cost of not protecting your time is enormous. It's the cost of staying stuck. It's the cost of never making real progress. It's the cost of spending your life busy instead of fulfilled. The energy problem. You're ignoring productivity isn't just about time. It's about energy. And most people manage their time but ignore their energy. You can have all the time in the world, but if you're exhausted, distracted, or burned out, you won't get anything meaningful done. Time without energy is useless. Your energy fluctuates throughout the day. You have peak hours when you're sharp, focused, and capable of deep work. And you have low hours when you're tired, scattered, and only capable of shallow tasks. Most people ignore this. They treat every hour the same. They try to do high-impact work when they're exhausted. They waste their peak hours on low-impact tasks. And then they wonder why they're not productive. If you want to fix your productivity, you have to match your tasks to your energy. You have to do your hardest, most important work during your peak hours. And you have to save the easy, low-impact tasks for when your energy is low. This requires self-awareness. You have to know when you're at your best. You have to track your energy, notice your patterns, and design your day around them. For most people, peak energy is in the morning. This is when your brain is fresh, your focus is sharp, and your willpower is strong. This is when you should be doing your most important work. But most people waste this time. They check email, they scroll social media, they ease into their day, and by the time they get to the important work, they're already tired. If you want to be productive, you have to reverse this. You have to protect your peak hours. You have to do the hard work first. You have to treat your energy like the precious, limited resource it is. This also means taking care of your energy. It means sleeping enough, eating well, moving your body, taking breaks, resting when you need to. Most people treat themselves like machines. They think they can push through, grind, harder, sleep less, and still perform at a high level. But you can't. You're not a machine. You're a human. And humans need rest. Productivity without recovery is not sustainable. It's a recipe for burnout. It's a path to exhaustion, resentment, and collapse. If you want long-term productivity, you have to prioritize rest. You have to build recovery into your system. You have to understand that rest is not the opposite of productivity. It's part of it. The to-do list that's sabotaging you most. People's to-do lists are a mess. They're long, overwhelming, and full of tasks that don't matter. And instead of helping you be productive, they're making you feel stressed, scattered, and behind. Here's the problem. Most to-do lists are a dumping ground. You write down everything you think you need to do. You don't prioritize. You don't filter. You don't eliminate. You just keep adding. And then you look at your list and feel overwhelmed. You don't know where to start. You don't know what matters. So you pick the easiest tasks. You do the quick wins. You avoid the hard, important work. And at the end of the day, your list is still long. You've been busy, but you haven't made progress. You've checked off tasks, but you haven't moved forward. If you want your to-do list to actually help you, you have to change how you use it. First, make it shorter. A good to-do list has 3 to 5 tasks, not 20, not 50, 3 to 5. These are the tasks that actually matter. The tasks that move you forward. The tasks that create results. Everything else? It's noise. It's distraction. It's fake productivity. And you either eliminate it, delegate it, or schedule it for later. Second, prioritize. Not all tasks are equal. Some tasks create exponential results. Some create minimal impact. You have to know the difference, and you have to focus on the high-impact tasks first. Third, be specific. Work on project is not a task. It's a vague intention. A real task is clear and actionable. Write the introduction for the project report. Call the client to confirm the meeting. Review and edit the budget spreadsheet. When your tasks are specific, you eliminate decision fatigue. You don't have to think about what to do. You just do it. Fourth, time block your tasks. Don't just write them down. Schedule them. Assign them a specific time in your calendar. This turns intentions into commitments. It makes them real. Most people write tasks down and hope they'll get to them. But hope is not a strategy. If it's not scheduled, it's not real. Finally, review your list daily. Every morning, look at your list and ask, are these the most important things I can do today? Are these tasks moving me toward my goals? Or am I just staying busy? This takes discipline. It takes honesty. But it's the difference between a to-do list that helps you and a to-do list that sabotages you. The meetings that are stealing your life. Let's talk about meetings. Most of them are a waste of time. And most people know this. But they keep attending anyway. Why? Because saying no feels uncomfortable. Because declining a meeting feels like you're not a team player. Because you've been conditioned to believe that meetings are necessary. But most meetings are not necessary. They're poorly planned, poorly run, and poorly attended. They're full of people who don't need to be there, discussing things that could have been an email. And every hour you spend in a pointless meeting is an hour you're not spending on meaningful work. Here's the rule. Before you accept a meeting, ask yourself 3 questions. 1. Is this meeting necessary? Could this be handled with an email, a message, or a quick call? 2. Do I need to be there? Am I contributing something essential, or am I just filling a seat? 3. Is there a clear agenda and outcome? If the meeting doesn't have a purpose, it's not a meeting. It's a waste of time. If the answer to any of these questions is no, decline the meeting. Politely, firmly, without guilt. This doesn't make you difficult. It makes you effective. It shows that you value your time, and it sets a standard for how others should treat your time. If you do attend a meeting, make it count. Come prepared, stay focused, contribute. And if the meeting goes off track, bring it back, or leave. Yes, you can leave. If a meeting is wasting your time, you don't have to stay. You can politely excuse yourself and get back to work. Most people are afraid to do this. They're afraid of how it looks. But staying in a pointless meeting doesn't make you look good. It makes you look like someone who doesn't value their time. The power of saying no. The most productive people in the world are not the people who say yes to everything. They're the people who say no to almost everything. They understand that every yes is a no to something else. Every time you say yes to a task, a meeting, a request, you're saying no to something more important. Most people say yes by default. They want to be helpful. They want to be liked. They don't want to disappoint. So they say yes to everything. And then they wonder why they're overwhelmed, exhausted, and stuck. But you can't do everything. You can't be everything to everyone. You can't say yes to every opportunity, every request, every invitation. You have to choose. And choosing means saying no. This is hard. Saying no feels uncomfortable. It feels selfish. It feels like you're letting people down. But here's the truth. Saying yes when you should say no is worse. It's worse for you because you're overcommitting. It's worse for them because you're not fully present. And it's worse for your goals because you're scattering your focus. Saying no is not selfish. It's strategic. It's how you protect your time, your energy, and your priorities. It's how you stay focused on what matters. And the more you say no to what doesn't matter, the more you can say yes to what does. Start small. Say no to one thing. This week, one meeting, one request, one task that doesn't align with your goals. Notice how it feels. Notice the space it creates. Notice the time and energy you get back. Then do it again, and again. And over time, saying no becomes easier. It becomes natural. It becomes part of how you operate. Because you understand that your time is limited, your energy is limited, your focus is limited. And if you want to make real progress, you have to protect these things like your life depends on them. The illusion of perfection. Here's another trap. Perfectionism. The belief that everything you do has to be flawless. The fear of putting anything out into the world until it's perfect. This is not high standards. This is fear, and it's killing your productivity. Perfectionists spend hours tweaking, editing, refining, long after the work is good enough. They delay, they overthink, they never finish, and they call it excellence. But it's not excellence. It's avoidance. It's a way to stay safe. Avoid. Way to avoid judgment, criticism, failure. The problem is perfectionism doesn't lead to better work. It leads to slower work. It leads to stress, anxiety, and burnout. It leads to a life where nothing is ever done, nothing is ever good enough, nothing is ever released. Real productivity requires you to let go of perfection. It requires you to embrace good enough. It requires you to finish, ship, and move on. This doesn't mean doing sloppy work. It means knowing when something is ready. It means understanding that done is better than perfect. It means valuing progress over perfection. Most perfectionists think they're being responsible. They think they're maintaining high standards, but they're not. They're hiding. They're staying in their comfort zone. They're avoiding the discomfort of putting their work out into the world. And the cost is enormous. Because while you're perfecting, someone else is shipping. While you're tweaking, someone else is moving forward. While you're waiting for perfect, someone else is learning, iterating, and improving. The fastest way to get better is to finish things, to put them out, to get feedback, to learn, to improve, and to do it again. But you can't do this if you're stuck in perfectionism. You have to learn to let go. You have to learn to finish. You have to learn to move on. This is not lowering your standards. This is raising your productivity. This is choosing progress over paralysis. This is choosing impact over perfection. What actually drives results? Let's get to the core. What actually drives results? What separates people who make real progress from people who stay stuck? It's not working more hours. It's not being busier. It's not doing more tasks. It's doing the right tasks. It's focusing on high-impact work. It's eliminating everything that doesn't move the needle. High-impact work is work that creates exponential results. It's the 20% that drives 80% of your outcomes. It's the work that matters. For most people, high-impact work is uncomfortable. It's hard. It's the work you avoid. It's the work you procrastinate on. It's the work that requires deep focus, clear thinking, and sustained effort. It's writing the proposal, building the system, having the difficult conversation, making the decision, creating the strategy. It's the work that doesn't feel productive in the moment, but creates massive results over time. Low-impact work is the opposite. It's easy, it's fast, it feels productive, but it doesn't create results. It's answering emails, attending meetings, reorganizing files, checking notifications, scrolling feeds. It's the work that keeps you busy but doesn't move you forward. If you want to be truly productive, you have to know the difference. You have to identify your high-impact work, and you have to protect time for it every single day. This is not optional. This is not something you do when you have time. This is the foundation of real productivity. Most people spend their entire day on low-impact work. They're reactive. They're responding to whatever comes at them. They're busy, but they're not making progress. And then they wonder why they're not getting results. If you want different results, you have to change what you do. You have to stop filling your day with noise. You have to stop reacting. You have to start leading. You have to ask yourself every day, what is the most important thing I can do today? What is the one thing that, if I accomplish it, will make everything else easier or unnecessary? And then you have to do that thing first, before anything else, before email, before meetings, before distractions. This is how productive people operate. They don't do more. They do what matters. They don't stay busy. They create results. The system you need productivity is not about motivation. It's not about willpower. It's about systems. Motivation fades. Willpower runs out. But systems keep you moving forward, even when you don't feel like it. A system is a set of habits, routines, and structures that support your productivity. It's how you design your day. It's how you protect your time. It's how you eliminate distractions and focus on what matters. Most people don't have a system. They wing it. They react. They do whatever feels urgent, and then they wonder why they're not making progress. If you want to fix your productivity, you need a system. Here's how to build one. First, define your priorities. What are your top 3 goals right now? What are you trying to accomplish? What matters most? Write them down. Be specific. Be honest. Second, identify your high-impact tasks. What are the tasks that move you toward your goals? What are the 20% of tasks that drive 80% of your results? Write them down. Third, schedule them. Block out time in your calendar for high-impact work. Make it non-negotiable. Treat it like the most important meeting of your day, because it is. Fourth, eliminate distractions. Turn off notifications. Close unnecessary tabs. Put your phone away. Create an environment that supports focus. Fifth, protect your energy. Sleep enough. Eat well. Move your body. Take breaks. Rest when you need to. Sixth, review and adjust. At the end of each week, review your progress. What worked? What didn't? What do you need to change? This is your system. It's simple, it's effective, and it works. But it only works if you commit to it, if you follow it, if you make it part of how you operate. Most people know what they should do, but they don't do it. They don't commit. They don't build the system. And then they wonder why they're not productive. The system is what makes the difference. The system is what separates people who make progress from people who stay stuck. The question that changes everything. Here's the question that will change your productivity forever. Is what I'm doing right now moving me toward my goals? Ask yourself this question. Throughout the day, before you start a task, before you attend a meeting, before you respond to an email, before you say yes to a request, is what I'm doing right now moving me toward my goals? If the answer is yes, keep going. If the answer is no, stop. Do something else. Do something that matters. This question forces clarity. It forces honesty. It forces you to stop and think instead of just reacting. Most people never ask this question. They just do. They stay busy. They fill their time. And they assume that if they're working, they're making progress. But working is not the same as progressing. Activity is not the same as achievement. Busyness is not the same as effectiveness. If you want to be productive, you have to be intentional. You have to choose what you do. You have to align your actions with your goals. And this question is how you do it. This question is your compass. This question is what keeps you on track. Ask it often. Ask it honestly. And act on the answer. The truth. About time. You don't have a time problem. You have a priority problem. You have the same 24 hours as everyone else. the same amount of time as the most successful, productive, impactful people in the world. The difference is not how much time you have, it's how you use it. Most people waste time because they don't value it. They treat it like it's infinite. They spend it on things that don't matter. They give it away to anyone who asks. And then they wonder why they don't have enough. But time is your most valuable resource. It's the only resource you can't get back. Once it's gone, it's gone. Forever. If you want to be productive, you have to treat your time like it's precious. You have to protect it. You have to spend it intentionally. You have to say no to anything that doesn't align with your priorities. This doesn't mean you become rigid or selfish. It means you become intentional. It means you choose how you spend your time instead of letting it slip away. Most people let their time get stolen by notifications, by meetings, by other people's priorities, by distractions, by noise, and then they wonder why they never have time for what matters. If you want to reclaim your time, you have to take control. You have to set boundaries. You have to protect your focus. You have to stop letting other people dictate how you spend your day. Your time is yours. Treat it that way. The real measure of productivity. At the end of the day, productivity is not measured by how many tasks you completed. It's measured by how much you moved toward what matters. Did you make progress on your goals? Did you do work that created real results? Did you move forward? Or did you just stay busy? This is the question that matters. And most people never ask it. They measure productivity by how full their calendar is, by how many emails they answered, by how many meetings they attended, by how tired they are. But none of that matters if you didn't move forward. Real productivity is about impact. It's about results. It's about progress. And progress doesn't come from doing more. It comes from doing what matters. So stop measuring your worth by how busy you are. Stop glorifying exhaustion. Stop confusing motion with progress. Start measuring your productivity by the results you create, by the progress you make, by how much closer you are to your goals at the end of the day than you were at the beginning. This is the real measure of productivity. And this is what separates people who achieve their goals from people who just stay busy. You're capable of more than you realize, but not if you keep working the way you're working. Not if you keep staying busy instead of being effective. Not if you keep confusing motion with progress. You don't need to work more. You need to work smarter. You need to focus on what matters. You need to eliminate what doesn't. You need to protect your time, your energy, your focus. You need to stop lying to yourself about productivity. You need to stop pretending that being busy means you're making progress. You need to wake up from the trance of fake productivity and step into the clarity of real work. This is not easy. It requires discipline. It requires honesty. It requires you to make hard choices, to say no, to prioritize, to eliminate. But it's worth it, because on the other side of this is a life where you're not just busy, you're effective. Where you're not just working, you're progressing. Where you're not just surviving, you're thriving. The question is, are you willing to change?